Okay, guys, yes, so we're just going to continue about soil conservation here. Conservation is just this prevention of wasteful use of a natural resource. So in the conservation, obviously, you've done about it, maybe like animal conservation, wildlife, etc. Now we're going to look at here about soil conservation, so being able to keep the soil. And we've got these three methods here. Now I'd copy down those three definitions as they will help with your assignment today. And then now, if you just copy down those definitions, that will give you a basic mark, but you need to go beyond and explain them, okay? And that's where I'm going to help you with that now by using the textbook and going through some of the pictures I've got here. Now, you've got an explanation both in your New Wider World on 255, and you've got a more detailed description on page 253 in your Bunnet, okay? I'll go through what's on the Bunnet, but you can make your own notes, read through it. We're going to look at three different types. We've got this contour farming. Now, you've heard of the word contour before when we've looked at about the gradient, how steep slopes are. We've got the contour lines. Now, what's happened here, they have planted the crops so that they follow the contours. Now, why do you think they've done that? Now, they've done that and they've left these kind of dips and ridges. So when the water goes down the slope, instead of just rushing straight down the slope, and which can create that sheet erosion, so just going straight down the slope, instead, what they've done is kind of created their own gullies already. And what this will do is that the water will flow more steadily down. A bit like if someone goes skiing down a slope. They don't go skiing straight down the slope because they'll go too fast. So they wind in and out just to slow themselves down, okay? And I've got an example here in the Netherlands, and you can see these examples here. So we've got contour farming. Second one is this terracing farming, which just looks incredibly impressive when you see it. It's most common for rice farming in Asia. And they kind of cut these steps into, and as I said, it is usually in hilly areas, okay, with sort of steep slopes, and they cut steps for these crops to be grown. So they flood them, and with these terraces, instead of the water rushing down, again, it trickles down, okay? It just slows the water down and creates a gradual process, so that helps with that farming, and so the soil can remain. The last type here, shelter belt farming. Now this is probably the easiest one to try and think of. It's that idea, like you see this house here, and what they've done is planted these belts of trees at kind of a right angle to the prevailing wind, okay? And so they've built these belts of trees that take into consideration the prevailing wind, so the most common wind direction. They've got that to be able to block and kind of protect this area from the wind. Okay, so they've got the wind will be coming from this direction, and it will just block this area from the wind here. And we've got other examples in these pictures here. Okay. This is to protect from wind erosion, okay? Shelter belt farming, not from the water, from the wind erosion, okay? And the last one, strip farming, crop rotation. Now, you would have done about crop rotation, slash and burn, shifting cultivation previously. Now, this is kind of like a smaller, well, not say smaller scale, but it's just more localized. So they've got this idea. So they give this area here a time to rest here, while here they grow their crops. Now it's done at a right angle to the prevailing wind, and this means that if we've got this area where maybe the soil becomes exposed, and when it's blown away, it's kind of caught by the vegetated strip. So it's almost like blocking here as well. So you've got two things there. You're given the chance for that area of soil to rest and become more fertile, and we've got a kind of block to make sure that everything doesn't blow away elsewhere, okay? So we've got those four types there that we've talked about. So you've got three there, and I've talked about the strip farming, crop rotation, okay? All of this can be seen on 254, 255, and also, as I said, on here we've got about soil management. It's got this diagram at the top here that goes over those points for you. Now with all of that there, you should now be able to, now where have I put you? Okay, and as I said, this is from, and you have to view counterclockwise. So for the homework, 1, soil profile, and you've got those questions are more reviewing from before Easter. Then onto this side here, we've got these exam questions here. Factors affecting soil formation, should be able to do that. 3 ways soil may be eroded, and 3 methods of conserving soil. Okay, so that should be simple enough to be able to get that. So that is the assigned task there. If you have any questions, then please email me and we'll be able to go from there. Okay guys, I hope you're well.